Speaking of addressing real-time need, our diverse communities in the state of California include our immigrant communities. I don't know if many people know this, but it's a remarkable thing. One half of our children in the state of California are born to at least one member of their family that is an immigrant. One half. This is a state where 27% of us are foreign born. That's diversity at a scale that doesn't exist in any other state in our nation. And regardless of your status, documented or undocumented, there are people in need. And this is a state that steps up always to support those in need, regardless of status. 10% of California's workforce is undocumented. 10%. Any overrepresentation of that workforce is undocumented in the areas that are so essential to meeting the needs of tens of millions of Californians today, in the healthcare sector, in the agriculture and food sector, in the manufacturing and logistics sector, and in the construction sector. There's an overrepresentation of people without documentation. By the way, paying just last year over $2.5 billion of local and state taxes. Those are individuals that do not benefit from the PUA program, don't benefit from the UI, the Unemployment Insurance Benefit Program, don't benefit from the stimulus that was just signed by the president, the $2.2 trillion. Yet many in mixed status families are having a hard time taking care of their children and taking care of you and your loved ones in skilled nursing facilities, on the job site, making sure your food is being procured and distributed, and making sure you have the ability to go to a grocery store and have something stocked there on the shelves. We feel a deep sense of gratitude for people that are in fear of deportation, but are still addressing the essential needs of tens of millions of Californians. And that's why I'm proud as governor to be the first state to announce a program for direct disaster assistance to those individuals. We're putting up $75 million in partnership with philanthropy. Philanthropy is matching our efforts, not dollar for dollar, but they're putting in an additional $50 million to support our efforts, so a total of $125 million to provide individual assistance of $500 and household assistance up to $1,000 for those individuals that are quite literally putting themselves on the line and helping support this economy and those most in need at this moment. I want to in particular thank the Emerson Collective, Chan Zuckerberg, James Irvine Foundation, the California Endowment, and Blue Shield Foundation. They seeded the philanthropic part of this. Laureen Powell Jobs, $1 million through Emerson they put into this effort. There's a group called GCIR. That's a philanthropy group. They're the ones organizing that $50 million raise and that $50 million goal. And for me, that's enlivening. It's also ennobling because it's just a recognition, even from some of our world's great philanthropists that happen to reside here in the state of California, that they recognize that all of us are in this together and that we have a responsibility to one another. And even if there's gaps, that we can help begin to fill them. I'm not here to suggest that $125 million is enough, but I am here to suggest it's a good start, and I'm very proud it's starting here in the state of California.